All right, welcome to this explainer. Today, we are taking a really hard, unfiltered look at the stark realities of our immediate AI future. We're pulling from some incredibly profound insights by Professor Kim Dae-shik to break down exactly what is happening in the tech world right this second, and more importantly, how it's going to affect you. We're moving way beyond simple chatbots here. We are looking at a massive socioeconomic restructuring that is, quite literally, knocking on our front door. Now, I want you to just let that quote sink in for a second. For about 300,000 years, Homo sapiens have been the undisputed smartest beings on planet Earth. I mean, we bent nature to our will simply because we had superior intellect. But right now, in our lifetimes, we are living through the exact historical moment where we step down and hand that first-place trophy over to artificial intelligence. It's an absolutely monumental shift in human civilization. So to figure out how we actually survive this massive shift, we're going to quickly cover 5 key areas: the rise of vibe coding, how AI is actively replacing human jobs, the 3 projected stages of AI development, how we can pioneer our own survival, and finally, the rather alarming future of technofeudalism.
Okay, Section 1, the rise of vibe coding. Let's dive right into this first major shift, because it fundamentally changes how we interact with machines on a daily basis. It's a concept called vibe coding. You can officially forget that old stereotype of spending your 20s staying up all night, chugging Gatorade, eating cold pizza, and typing out endless lines of Java or Python. With vibe coding, you simply use everyday natural language to command an AI to build a fully functional app for you. You're essentially coding by just giving the AI a vibe or a plain English description of exactly what you want. When you look at the current landscape of AI tools, it kind of breaks down like this. Most people are using ChatGPT, which is fantastic at conversational chat. It's actually quite good at flattering you and giving you what you want to hear. Google's Gemini is excellent for generating content, but if you want to do actual vibe coding and utilize Agentic AI, meaning an AI that acts as an independent agent to go out and do real work, Anthropic's Claude is currently the absolute best in the business. In fact, a lot of professionals are jokingly calling it Assistant Manager Claude because they're literally assigning it all their daily office tasks. The source material highlights this incredible example that just perfectly illustrates how powerful vibe coding has become. A user wanted to make a game, right? So they simply asked the AI to make something similar to Tetris, but instead of falling bricks, they wanted falling cats. Well, in just 5 minutes, the AI wrote flawless JavaScript, generated a perfectly playable game, and even named it Ketris, all on its own. 5 minutes to do what used to take weeks of specialized training and late nights. Just wild. But, of course, there is a darker side to this, which brings us to Section 2, AI replacing humans. What happens when this incredible, playful technology targets your white-collar job? The disparity here is just staggering. Huge legacy software companies, think of the giants providing enterprise software for corporate management or legal teams, are seeing their stock values get totally slashed. Why? Well, historically, a law firm doing a massive corporate merger would pay tens of millions of dollars for specialized software to slowly comb through tens of thousands of pages of contracts. Today, a single employee can upload those exact same contracts into Claude for a $30 monthly subscription and get a perfect, instantaneous summary. A multi-million-dollar software platform is literally being cannibalized by a $30 AI. And because of this unmatched, ruthless efficiency, the job market is experiencing a massive, massive shock. New developer hiring in major tech hubs is almost completely frozen. I mean, why hire a junior coder when an AI codes 24 hours a day, 7 days a week without eating, sleeping, or asking for health benefits? The data suggests that right now, 50% of recent computer science grads from top-tier schools like Carnegie Mellon and 50% of recent Harvard MBAs are struggling with unemployment. Experts project that 1/3 of all office jobs will be replaced in just the next 2 to 3 years. So where is this all heading? Let's move to Section 3. The 3 stages of AI development, so we can zoom out and look at the broader trajectory of this technology globally. Geoffrey Hinton, who is a Nobel laureate and practically a founding father of AI, lays out a rather chilling roadmap for this. He sees it happening in 3 distinct stages. Step 1 is the loss of truth. Thanks to generative AI, we're already living in a world where distinguishing real facts from incredibly realistic deepfakes and generated text is nearly impossible. Step 2 is the loss of jobs. With the rise of agentic AI, the AI that actively executes tasks, we will see massive job displacement really hitting its stride around 2026. And step 3 is definitely the most terrifying, the loss of humanity.
This is the stage of superintelligence, or AGI, where AI becomes vastly smarter than us, presenting a very real existential threat to humanity itself. Facing this somewhat terrifying reality, how do we adapt? Let's look at Section 4, Pioneering for Survival. How do we make sure we survive, rather than just becoming passive victims of this technological tidal wave?
The source provides a truly brilliant historical analogy here. Imagine it's a few years after 1492. Word is spreading around Europe that Columbus found a new world. You basically have two choices, right? You can sit around in a tavern debating whether it's real, reading about it and theorizing, or you can get on a boat and actually cross the ocean. We are at that exact moment with AI right now. You can't just sit around reading and debating the AI revolution. You must be like Columbus. Take action, get your hands dirty, and start building your own AI tools today.
And the window to adapt is shrinking incredibly fast. It's practically a survival timeline. In 2023, the key skill was just learning how to write a good text prompt for ChatGPT. By 2024, it shifted to practically utilizing AI in your daily workflows. Right now, in 2025, survival means mastering vibe coding to build your own custom solutions. And by 2026, the projected marker of success will be owning and managing an entire army of autonomous AI agents working tirelessly on your behalf. The required skill set is literally shifting every single year. But let's say you do adapt. You build your agents, you do everything right. What happens to our society at large when human labor is essentially removed from the equation? That brings us to our final section, the future of technofeudalism. Many tech billionaires promise this beautiful utopia. They claim AI will do all the heavy lifting, productivity will explode, and humanity will simply receive a universal basic income. We'll live in a post-scarcity world where money doesn't even matter. But history kind of screams a warning here. The historical reality is that if you rely entirely on the handouts of a powerful elite for your survival, you eventually lose your autonomy. Historically speaking, absolute dependency turns citizens into subjects and eventually into slaves. We really have to ask ourselves, when has a powerful elite ever decided to share all the world's wealth perfectly and equally? Instead of a democratic utopia, experts project a socio-economic regression all the way back to the Middle Ages into a system known as technofeudalism. In this highly probable scenario, society fractures. About 1% of the population becomes the tech aristocracy, the incredibly wealthy people who actually own the AI infrastructure and the capital. Another 5% will be influencers, athletes, and entertainers who essentially keep the masses distracted. And the remaining 94% of us, we become powerless regular civilians. We basically become high-tech peasants living on digital land owned by the 1%.
Which brings us to our final, absolutely critical takeaway. We must treat this dystopian possibility not as an inevitability, but as an insurance policy. By facing the absolute worst-case scenario head-on, by refusing to be complacent, and by actively learning to command these tools right now, today, we stand a chance at actively building the utopia we actually want. So I'll leave you with this question. If relying entirely on others leads straight to technofeudalism, what steps are you taking today to build your own AI empire? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep learning.